Hello dear viewers and welcome back. As I promised and as was the initial order of the channel, today it's time for the Optima M12 review. In the initial review I said that the Optima M12 is the machine that started the whole family of its subsequent generations models M14, M16, Daro Optima M16, Daro 20, Robotron 20 and Robotron 24. With their many color combinations and different carriage lengths. At that time I was not yet well acquainted with the M10 model, but now I have it too, and there I see the same thing that I seen in all these listed models. The same chassis and the same carriages, just with a different exterior design. The history of Optima designs seems to perfectly reflect the spirit of the Eastern philosophy of simple and Spartan but reliable, and if not winning with brilliance, then certainly winning by production intensity. And while the new Olympia that moved to Wilhelmshaven retains almost nothing of the spirit of the original Olympia in Erfurt, Optima until the last retains a piece of the spirit of that old time, precisely by following these industrial and rough designs that look but are also quite literally facelift developments of the designs from the 50s, part of which is the M12 model. This is the second model of Optima's not portable typewriter, and an improved development based on the chassis already used in the M10 model. But the carriage now has a length for at least one horizontally placed A4 sheet. There are also two more lengths of the carriage for A3 format, as well as the huge poster size carriage, which is currently in my basement, but at some point I will bring it for a review. The ruler here, the ruler there is up to 240. This here is 110, M10 is 80, and A3 length is 160. This one here is the standard A4 carriage, but I have the other two in the basement. In terms of years of production, from the Optima side, this model corresponds to the latest portable Optima Elite 3 model, and from the Olympia side, the magnificent SG1. The keys have the design taken from the Elite 3. The so-called service row at the top, perhaps it would be more correct to call it a tap row, like the SG series of the Olympia. Here too there is a key for locking a double space, but unlike the Olympia SG, there is still no selector for the pressure force. This is an innovation from the M16 model. The color selector is in an interesting place up here with this key at the end of the service row, and the indication of the selected color is marked on the rotating plastic disc, which is visible through this small window here. On the later Optima M16, Robotron 20 and Robotron 24 keyboards, the keyboard lock key is located here. On M10, M12 and M14 it is down here. As I said in the Ideal 10 review, they are very similar, but there is one significant difference, which I also mentioned then. And if the empty space in and around the M12 chassis, and especially under the carriage. If you look from the side, you can see the carriage slide like an Optima M16, Robotron 20, Robotron 24, of course the Daro Optima M16 and the Daro 20, but here without the cosmetic plastics, in its completely authentic form. The standard functions of the carriage itself, the sheet release as expected on the right. The carriage release is on both sides of it, and on the left are the gear release lever and the tap return lever. A special feature that clearly reminds me of the Optima M16, Darrow Optima M16 and Darrow 20 is the ruler that is here in front in the sheet bed, not at the back right next to the margins as in the late Robotron 20 and Robotron 24 models. Unfortunately, for some technical reasons, the margins of this machine often malfunctions. It is preferable not to use the release key. It gets stuck for some reason. This machine is in very well preserved condition, even with a brand new ribbon not put on by me. And it was not expensive at all, which makes it one of my most valuable finds. Which, no matter how much I don't have space in the room, I definitely don't want to send it to the basement. This machine is like my personal talisman. Regarding the typing experience, it is quite different from the noisy and hard-hitting technology of the Olympia or Optima Elite 1, Optima Elite 2 and Optima Elite 3. The keys are extremely soft and quiet, as is the spacebar, but for someone who loves a hard hit and distinct click of the spacebar, like me, I like it unexpectedly well. I think that is all I can say about this impressive machine from the 50s. Share your thoughts and opinions in the comments. Happy holidays, and I will see you again in a week.